Hi guys, I'm just going to give you a short video on my tank. The tank's an Aqua One Aqua Reef 400. This is a tank that's really for marines. It has a sump. It comes complete with 2 heaters, a pump for the return, all the media that you require for the filter, and a protein skimmer. As I'll show you in a minute, I've removed the protein skimmer and I've also added an external Fluval G3. I'm just showing you an overall of the tank. There's actually 18 fish in there, 14 of them are wild caught, and there's 4 tank bred. Them are Labdachromis Nicali, I believe. The reason I got them, they are supposedly quite hard to get hold of, and I wanted something a bit different from the yellow, a bit of different colour in my tank. I'll show you some close-ups in a minute of the fish. I'll just show you some shots now of the top of the tank, the lighting. Again, it comes with some lighting, but I have added some LED lighting. The lighting that came with the tank was 4 T5 54 watts, and I thought that was quite too much really. It's for marines, so basically I've took the bulbs out. I've still left the central strip on top. The reason for that is because it holds the top flaps, but I'll just show you a shot of that now. Okay, I'm not sure if it's picking this up or not, but basically that's the top of the tank. I've removed the 2 flaps. I think you can possibly see the lighting units on what I've done with it. I've just plugged the ends up. It's not connected up to anything. It's basically because I can sit the flaps back in to keep some of the light in. And I think you'll see the LED strip light there. It's basically a blue and a white light. Okay, another quick shot. This is just to show the 2 flaps in position. They hinge up either side of the central bar, and it also comes with the cover glasses as well. Just pan down and you'll see the tank there. Okay, here's a view of the cabinet with the doors closed. One of the reasons I chose this tank was because the frame's aluminium basically, so it's quite strong. It's all plastic coated, even the doors. I say it's made for marines really, but it's great for wiping down if you have any spillages or anything. I've had a marine tank that I've kept for 15 years before, and I had it custom made. It was built in wood, but I had a lot of problems when I got any leaks with warping of the wood, with the heat from the tubes, etc. I'll just show you now inside the sump. I'll open the doors and I'll show you what I've got down there. Okay, here's a shot with the doors open on the cabinet. It's a little bit cramped down there. I'll start off with the sump. It basically comes out of, there's a central weir in the tank. It comes down, follows that pipe down, and I've put a very fine mesh bag on there to collect anything. Then it goes through some foams. I've also put some polyester stuff in there. It looks like it's getting a bit grubby now, could do with cleaning up next water change, which I'm doing tomorrow. Then it goes through some plastic balls, media, and there's also, I've put a kilogram of matrix in there. Then it goes into the final compartment. I think you can see there's a large pump in there, which is a return pump, which come back out through the top of the weir. There's also a small pump in there that you can see, and basically all that does, I've connected that to a UV, and that returns back into the start of the sump. So basically it's only on it's a much slower flow, so it's getting plenty of time in the UV. You can see the electrics at that side, and that's the Fluval G3. For anybody that's seen these and wondered about them, I can highly recommend them. I think they're absolutely fantastic. I think that obviously the G6 is a bit better still. For ease of maintenance, because I've had external filters before, these are fantastic, they really are. There's no messing with buckets of water underneath your filter, and I'm struggling to get the cartridges out. They really are. It's the best thing I ever bought actually. Right, I'll move on now. I'll show you some of the fish. Just before I show you the fish, I thought I'd just show this as I've actually just filled a 210 litre container for a water change tomorrow. The tank, I should say, it's quoted as 400 litres. It actually holds with the sump 450 litres. I know that because I've measured it. The way I'm doing it at the moment, I keep koi carp and I have a pond filter, and this basically, as long as you run it through it at less than a gallon a minute, it removes all chlorines and chloramines. I think you can see I've got it linked up there if I just do it slowly. And that goes into a water butt in my conservatory, which is quite handy. I can do it today, put a sticking heater in and an air pump, and then pump it out through, pump the tank out through the window, and that just goes outside, because it's in my dining room is my tank, and then just pump it back in again. I'll show you some of the fish now. Okay, not quite sure how this is going to go, because I've put a lens hood on to try to stop some of the light. Unfortunately, where the tank's in the dining room here, I do get quite a lot of light coming in through the window during the day. So I'll try and get some close-ups here. I've just stuck some pellets to the screen to try and get them closer. The big guy that you've just seen there is my new one, my Melanochronis Price and Artis, I think he's called. I've only had him in a week actually, but he's coloured up nicely. There's also a female in there. He's been displaying to her all week since he went in the tank. I think she's gay, she don't seem to be interested, but I'll try and get a shot of her any second now if I can. I don't know if you can see her, but that's her. Obviously she's not going to stay still, we never do. Also in the shot there's the female Melanochromis interruptus. There's two of these in there, and they're absolute beauties. I actually love them. I definitely want to increase the amount of them in the tank. There's a female Metroclimer estuary in there as well. Just gone out of the shot. There's the male Melanochromis interruptus. There's actually three of them. There's one that's an absolute beauty, if I can get him in this shot. So I don't know how you guys get these photos, because mine never stops still, no matter what I'm doing. But the alpha male, the interruptus, is quite different. If you can see the interruptus there, he's there actually. I don't know if you can see him now. He doesn't actually have a stripe on him, but he's absolutely gorgeous. He really is, and he's the alpha male. There's another Metroclimer estuary there, and that's his female in the shot as well. I know I'm going a bit fast here guys, but just trying to show you generally what's in the tank. I can't see any of the Labdochromis at the moment, the Nacali. There's four of them in. I think there's three males and a female. They do tend to spend a lot of time in the rocks, them guys. There's one down there. I get him. Oh, he's come out now. They do all come out. I'll try and get a few more shots. That's the estuary. They are wild, the estuary, but there's two different types. The recent ones I put another two males and a female in, but they're gone. I can't remember where the other ones came from now, to be honest. There's a golem one there. There's the Afra. He's not coloured up at the moment, but he colours up very much. It's Lycomo Afra, red top Afra, and he's very much like the zebra once he colours up. I'll try to put I have a bit of colour food, I'll put it in. There's the other, I love him, he's absolutely fantastic. That's another male estuary, a real powder blue, he's a beauty. I'll just put some more food in, and I'll see if I can get the Nacali to come out. Okay, there's one of the Nacali. I think he's a male. There definitely is four in there. I know it doesn't look like it, but they do come out. I do have quite a lot of rocks. They're not proper rocks. They're bought ones from the shop, but I do like these because they've about 3 holes in them. They've access in and out, plenty of hiding places, and I think they look quite natural when they get covered with the algae. There's another technically there. I think you can see 2-inch shot. They're starting to come out now. While I'm at it, I don't know if this is going to show on the video, but I've got a 3D background in there as well. That's the outlet from the sump, the return, and that's the centre weir, which is the only thing I don't like about this tank. And just at the side of it, that's the flue valve G3 intake, and it returns up in this corner up here. I don't know if you can see that on the shot. I'll just try zooming in a bit. Might not be able to see it, but you might not be able to see the return, but it actually comes in there. You'll also see there's a pump on there. Pump's a smart wave, Corellia smart wave, and I've also got one in the other corner as well. That's just for water movement and giving me some oxygenation. The fish seem to love it. They're on a controller that sort of gives you wave movement. You can set it. You'll also see some valleys in my tank. I know that's not normal for Malawi, but I've got planted tank. I have another tropical aquarium in the other room. Basically I've just pulled some valleys out of there because I know it's one of the only ones that you can have with an IPH that'll grow quite well. And I think you can see there, if you see, it's already sprouting from the one at the back there. So it is growing. It's been in 3 or 4 weeks. It's got covered in algae a bit, but it's not dying off and the fish aren't touching it, so I'm quite happy with that at the moment. I'm definitely going to build these rocks up some more. I'm going to use all the same types. I really like these, but they're actually an Aqua One made rock. They're bigger. There's different sizes, but the bigger ones are about £8 each, so they're not cheap. So probably want about another 10 in there. So as funds permit, I will be getting some more and building up maybe another layer, maybe 3i. As I say, at the moment there's probably, there's 18 fish in there. I know I need more in there. I certainly want to build up the amount of female interrupters. Seem to have an happy balance with them at the moment. There's 3 males to 2 females. They never bother each other. The alpha males display quite a lot to the females, but there don't seem to be any breeding interest yet. But it's only been up and running about 6 weeks, and I've been adding additions along the way. I added 5 new fish last week, so yeah, so everything seems to be going okay at the moment. Please feel free to post any comments. Sorry it took a while to get around to posting this video, but I've had some health issues myself lately. I'll just finally show you some of the food I'm using, because I know there's somebody put on the website what food do you use, so I'll just show you what I'm using. Just give you a general shot of the tank. You can even get me properly in the shot because it's reflecting it. So he's the real daddy of the tank. I absolutely love him. I'm really hoping they'll breed. As I say, I've seen him at least 5 or 6 times shimmering to the female, but at the moment she's ignoring him. I have no idea why. Whether conditions just aren't right, I don't know. Anyway, I said I'd show you some of the things I'm using. The tank itself, the water in our area is quite soft. It comes out of the tap, when it's been through the filter that I showed you earlier, it comes out of the tank at about 7.1. I have a digital pH meter that I check it with. I then put it in the bucket overnight. When I aerate, I check it again. It gets to about 7.4, but obviously I'm having to buffer it. So the products I'm using, I'll just show you. I'll just put them on top of here just to show you. I'm using the Sea Chem range. I'm using the lake salts. I'm using the buffer, and I put in the cyclic trace in a capful every couple of weeks. Don't know if it's benefiting it, no idea, but I'm putting it in anyway. I love the lake salts. I think it's so easy. For my 210 litre bucket, to get it to about, I think it's about 200 milligrams a litre, I'm having to put about 7 teaspoons in. And the same with the pH buffer. I find with 7 of that, it's a constant 8.3 all the time, never changes. The foods I'm using, the staple food, it's the tropical Malawi flake. That's every day. Now and again, the new era cichlid pellets and the cichlid XL, and then there's some Tetra Pro algae, Tetra Pro colour. The colour definitely colours the fish up straight away. There's no doubt about that. I've seen that, fed them that, and all the males get full of colour. So if anyone wants to get the photographs of the fish, I'd certainly recommend that. But I'm only feeding that now and again. Right, as I get more